I'm delighted, Rita, that your home state of Victoria has, they look around. Who are we going to have as Victorian of the Year? We've got all these people. We've got Rita Panahi, we've got Peter Credlin, we've got Andrew Bolt. I can think of wonderful people. Gideon Rosner. You've got so many. Scott Hargraves, John Roscombe, Moira Deeming. Make her Victorian of the Year. There you go. You've got so many people to choose from. But the Victorian government, in its wisdom, has chosen Pillow Man. Here he is. Yes, Brett Sutton, the man who took Victoria to the world. Well, Rita, you tell us his successes that deserves him not only Victorian of the Year, but a mattress and spread of his own.
and certain members of the Victorian media purchased those items. So just have a think about how well we're going down there. This is a man who was behind Melbourne being the most locked down city in the world, behind playground closures, IVF bans, fishing bans. This is just logical stuff. Outdoor mask mandates, just the most illogical, idiotic restrictions, sometimes downright cruel restrictions, not just idiotic and damaging, but cruel. And still, we had the highest deaths per capita in the country by some margin throughout the peak of the pandemic. And he's awarded for that. He's awarded for the huge economic, societal, medical costs. I mean, there are so many people now in Victoria who, and throughout Australia too, but particularly Victoria, because the restrictions were so much harsher down there, who didn't get their medical checks, who didn't have the... we had private hospitals sitting empty. I had so many medical professionals writing to me saying, we're not doing anything. The hospitals are empty. The waiting lists are growing huge because they're keeping them empty in case we need them for something. And now we're dealing with the results. The waiting lists are absolutely enormous and the hospitals are having huge trouble coping with that backlog. So for all of that, Victorian of the Year, bravo.
James, I know that to match your pink shirt, a Brett Sutton pillow is what you'll be getting for Christmas.
I could think of nothing better, Rob.
I know you'd be appreciating that. What do you make of Victorian of the Year, Brett Sutton?
To me, the more interesting thing, and Rita, you live obviously in Victoria, is not what you make of Brett Sutton, but what do you make of Victoria, where you've got a situation where they basically abused citizens for 2 years, and now they rub citizens' noses in it by appointing the man who was responsible for it as Victorian of the Year.
We're not going to stop there.
And if you buy one of those pillows, you can literally rub your nose in it.
I'm determined to get Dan Andrews and the police commissioner Nobel Peace Prizes, because after the brutal crackdown on anybody who objected to these crazy measures, we got scolded down in Victoria by the Premier for watching sunsets. Remember when Dan Andrews went on a mad rant about you can't have people at the beach watching sunsets.
No, of course not. So dangerous. The world will come to an end.